Welcome to the Last Life Ever Saturday segment. I'm Jeffrey Holst, and that's over there, Jillian Sidoti, and we're going to talk about how to simplify your life. So, Jillian, you had just got done telling me the most amazing story I've ever heard in my entire life. Do you want to share that with our audience? This is clearly a true story. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I was reading this story about two dogs, and I just related to it so much. It was a collie named Polly and a labradoodle named Noodle. And the collie, Polly the collie rather, was constantly circling Noodle, literally and figuratively. Like Noodle would walk in a slow speed, but Polly would walk around her barking and jumping, always involved in doing projects. She was driven to be productive. She would go and to help the neighborhood cats find mice all day, and she would chase puppies around, and she would yap at kids and help the old dog in the neighborhood, dig up. But Noodle, on the other hand, was really careful about how she spent her time. She did plenty of things and whatever, but she left time for personal enjoyment. And then one day, Polly complained to Noodle, I'm so exhausted.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Polly speaks English?
She does.
Okay, just making sure.
I mean, she's an Australian border collie.
That makes sense. All right, fair enough.
So, and last time I checked in Australia, they spoke English.
Right, so she spoke with an Australian accent, though.
Yes.
Okay, great. So what did Polly say to Noodle?
She said, "Oh, I'm exhausted and I don't feel like, I don't even want to clean my house anymore." Yeah, this dog cleans her own house. Or I don't want to, So
she was exhausted and tired because she's been running around chasing mice all day and helping the neighborhood cats.
Yeah, and she's like, "All I want to do is spend time with you, Noodle, my best friend, and I don't even have time for that because I'm so busy." And Polly said,
"Wait, can I stop you one more second? Yeah. I'm sorry I keep doing this, but I feel like you might be this Australian collie. That might be you, actually."
I related to this story a lot. I mean, it's like a little kid's story, and I related to it a lot. And so Noodle says to Polly, "You only have one life to live. Why don't you spend it doing things that are truly important to you?"
Well, I definitely would not have said that. I would have said it's your last life ever.
I'm just telling you what Noodle said.
Because I'm pretty sure in this relationship, I'm Noodle and you're Polly.
So at the end of the day, she said, "Every day you show yourself in the world what matters most by how you choose to spend your time. What are your priorities?" And I felt like I related to this story a lot, and that I need to start saving some energy for the things that matter and learn to say no to those that don't. And I bet a bunch of you out there have the same problem, but I think this transcends just the busyness of life. And we want to talk about some of those things. So the first thing we want you to do is ask yourself, has buying something ever made you happier?
For like a minute.
For a minute.
Yeah, maybe two. But the thing about buying stuff, as we all know, is that you're really excited when you get something new, and then like a week later, you don't care anymore.
Right. So I have taken this approach in the last several years. As a matter of fact, one thing I will do is I will go into a store, and if I see something I really want, and I know this takes extra time and effort, but I'll tell you, it's so worth it. I will leave the store. I will go home. And if I really want it, I'll go back and get it the next day.
How does that work on Amazon?
You have to leave Amazon and commit to not buying that thing until the next day.
Oh, okay, till the next day. So it's a 24-hour rule.
Yeah, that's kind of how I can.
I am real bad at that. I just buy whatever I want.
Well, I mean, it's real easy to do. And I'll tell you, when I started making money, it was just kind of like, well, I have the money, it's fine. It's good. It's whatever. And then the next thing I know, I have a garage full of crap. And
yes. And you have a bunch of stuff you don't use. It's definitely a real issue for me too.
Yeah.
We're getting better at it, but I like your 24-hour rule. Like, I'm not sure it matters for everything. There's some stuff you just know you need and you need it, right? But I think if you're not sure, it makes good sense to pause and think about it.
Oh, actually, I'll even tell you, this is a true story. See the pillows behind me on this couch here. So I saw that pillow in the store and I really wanted it. I was like, I want that pillow. No, we're talking like, this is a $7 pillow. It's not even expensive.
That's expensive for me.
It said blessed. And I'm like, oh, my couch in my office needs pillows. I'll buy this pillow. And I literally picked up the pillow and I put it down and I left the store. And I didn't buy it. And I know it's like a $7 pillow. It's absolutely ridiculous, but I didn't buy it until later because I knew.
Did you put it on layaway just to make sure that it wouldn't get sold?
No, it's not that. But like that is when you know if you truly need or want something. And I think they make the room, right? And then I got matching pillows for our Last Life Ever colors. That was
very nice.
Fast there. But yeah, so
we don't, just to be clear, Last Life Ever does not sell pillows right now, but if people want to place an order for those, if we get enough orders, we'll start selling them.
Yes, we're going to tell you how not to buy more stuff and then sell you some stuff.
Well, we don't right now sell anything, but if people really want it and they think about it for more than 24 hours, we'll think about making it for them.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, our point is get rid of stuff, but we don't want you to just get rid of stuff. We want you to get rid of not just things. We also want you to get rid of stuff. So what's stuff? It could be tasks like Polly the collie and all the tasks she had to do. So get rid of tasks, get rid of commitments and obligations. So when we have less stuff, less things, if you will, whatever those things are, such as commitments, clutter, etc., you're going to have more free time. So
well, I'll tell you, for me personally, when I started freeing up more of my time, I actually ended up getting more stuff done and also ended up realizing what was important in my life. Because that's the one thing that stuff, whether it's physical objects, things, or just like mental garbage does for you, is it distracts you from the things that really matter. Whether that's spending time with your family or working on whatever priority you might have, or just enjoying the stuff that you do keep. Because you're going to keep some stuff. We're not saying live in a cave with nothing. We're saying get rid of the junk and focus on the things that are important to you. That could be cutting back on television. It could be just spending time outside on your front porch, enjoying the weather. I mean, it could be whatever it is. It doesn't matter what that priority is, but you don't know what it is if you're distracted constantly by a bunch of garbage that you have in your life that you don't need.
No, or even if you're just looking, like I go into my garage and I just like, it just becomes, it drains on you. Like I have to now the chore is of getting rid of all.
Oh, my wife has been working for months on getting rid of stuff. We had one spare room in our house that was so full of stuff. It was dumb. Like you couldn't even use it for anything because it was just full of stuff. Yeah. And she's been sorting through that stuff for months. And like, it's a huge project. So props to you, Becky, for doing that. But it's like 90% done now. And it's so amazing. Not that we need that room. We should get rid of the room too. If I could figure out how to do that, we just get rid of the room, maybe get rid of the house, go to a smaller house, live in a cave. It'd be perfect.
Well, one thing I want to recommend, my friend Lynn Ivers recommended this to me years ago, and I thought it sounded ridiculous at the time. Get off that couch. That's my new pillow.
You're not supposed to yell in the middle of a Saturday segment.
So he knows better. He waits. He's an opportunist.
So you want to talk about The Joy of Tidying Up?
Yes. So my friend Lynn Ivers recommended this book to me, The Joy of Tidying Up, a couple of years ago by Marie Kondo. I'm sure you guys have probably heard of her. It's been a phenomenon. The book concept sounds ridiculous on its face. At least that's what I thought when I first heard it, is that you get rid of things that don't give you joy. But you will have a completely transformed mind regarding this after you read this book. And it doesn't mean that you don't respect your stuff. It means more that you thank your stuff for what value it has given your life, and then you let it go. because it's no longer giving you joy. You're not respecting it by like leaving it, crammed in a closet somewhere. And it's not good for you or the thing, right? So you personify things and you objectify people. Now, objectifying people doesn't sound like a great thing, but the book opens up actually talking about a woman. A woman said, after I read this book, I divorced my husband. Well, that's crazy, right? But apparently her husband wasn't giving her joy anymore for whatever reason. I don't know what the story is there, but it just
remind me not to let my wife read this book. No, I'm just kidding. She's already read it. That's why she's cleaning out the spare bedroom.
So one thing you want to really think about is reading The Joy of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo will really help you with all aspects of this. And we want you to focus on not just things, but also obligations like we talked about at the beginning. Now, the thing is, this is something I have to keep coming back to. Remember, you are human. The desire for more never goes away, no matter what it is. It might be money, a bigger house, accomplishments, awards. The desire for more, it's hard to get rid of that. So you have to just check yourself. Like my method of checking myself when I go into a store to buy something is I'm going to leave. Now my job for me is to apply this to multiple things. Tasks, obligations, obligating my children, whatever.
So I know we didn't talk about this before, but I have an observation on this particular point. So I feel like, yes, you always feel the need for more. That's a part of a natural part of the human condition. There's no doubt about that. But I also think that this is where goal setting is really, really important, because if you properly prioritize your goals, then whatever, you can channel your desire for more into the things that you actually want and need and want to accomplish in life. For example, I want more also, more recognition. That would be great. I think it's fun. I like coming on Last Life Ever and talking about this kind of stuff. And I want to help more people with our mission. But before, I used to want more books or more, toys and stuff. And now I spend my time worrying about things that are much, much more important. And I did that because I sat down and thought about, and part of it is I had to simplify my life first. But the other part of it was, once you get your priorities straight, then you can channel your natural wants and desires into things that really matter.
Right. So that's really what it comes down to. And a huge part of this, and we'll get into this in another Saturday segment, is about goal setting. And if you set your goals and your intentions and what it is that you really want out of life, and then revisit those all the time, the simplifying part becomes a lot easier. So we'll get to that in another Saturday segment. Before we end, I just want to put up this quick tip from Robert. In my experience, simplifying boils down to just doing what must be done when it must be done. To some degree, simplifying is the opposite of procrastinating.
And I would say not to some degree, by the way, that's 100% it. That's not even to some degree. That's exactly what simplifying is.
Yeah. So as far as impulsive purchases, no comments. I don't know if that means Robert does impulsively purchase too much, or he thinks we all impulsively purchase too much. But
I feel like bringing something up and then saying no comment is not the smartest strategy. You need to simplify your comments just a little bit, Robert.
Well, everybody, and Veronica has a great suggestion.
Amazon tip, yes.
Put it on your wish list. So if you're addicted to Amazon, like it sounds like my friend Jeffrey might be a little bit.
Oh, I'm not actually. I don't buy that much. But I will tell this to people, as long as we're talking about Amazon, everyone should go over to Amazon.com right now and put the Coronavirus Collective in their wish list and then go buy it tomorrow.
Yes.
The Coronavirus Collective is an amazing book, and all the money goes to charity. All right, Jillian, I think that's it for today, unless you had something else.
I do not. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and we'll see you on the Last Life Ever podcast, everywhere. We will see you here on the Saturday segment, only on Saturdays.
And on our every morning accountability workout every morning. So we're going to do that every morning for now.
In our
until
Facebook
later.
group.
Yes.
Until later.
Later. Until some point.
Everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'm Jillian Sidoti, and that is Jeffrey Holst. And we're here to remind you to live the best version of your last life ever.